After decades in deep space, Voyager has just transmitted a signal that's left NASA scientists stunned and deeply unsettled. The message is real, it's recent, and no one can explain what caused it. The sound you just heard came from beyond our solar system. It wasn't thunder, it wasn't static, it came from Voyager 1, a spacecraft drifting alone in the dark for nearly half a century. And now it sent something back, something no one expected. In 1977, Voyager 1 was launched to explore the outer planets. Today, it's over 23 billion kilometers from Earth, farther than any human object has ever gone in. Just recently, it transmitted a signal that has stunned NASA scientists. It wasn't normal data, it wasn't a glitch, it was a pattern, precise, strange, and completely out of character. A 66-second burst repeated 3 times, then silence. What does it mean? Is Voyager breaking down, or did it hear something? A lot of viewers ask us to prove our claims. That's why we've linked a Google document with all official sources, mission logs, and verified NASA updates used in this video. Watch till the end, and then go and see sources in comments section. So stay with us, because by the end you'll see why some experts now believe this signal may not be from us, and why the silence that followed might be even more terrifying. The Silent Watcher. The Silent Watcher. In 1977, NASA sent something special into space. It was called Voyager 1. At the time, no one expected it to last more than 5 years. It was built with technology from the 1970s, cassette tapes, old computers, and no internet. But against all odds, Voyager 1 is still alive, and it's now the farthest object humanity has ever sent into space, more than 23 billion kilometers from Earth. Voyager's original job was to take close-up pictures of the planets in our solar system. It visited Jupiter and Saturn, snapping images that amazed scientists. It even found new moons and rings around those planets. But after that, NASA told Voyager to keep going. Its new mission to leave our solar system and explore the space between the stars. And so Voyager kept flying. It doesn't have solar panels. Instead, it uses a small nuclear battery. That battery is slowly running out, but it still has enough power to send weak radio signals back to Earth. What's even more incredible, those signals take about 2 days to reach us, and they're coming from a small antenna using just 20 watts of power, the same as a fridge light bulb. But somehow NASA can still hear it. Voyager 1 entered interstellar space in 2012. That means it's now beyond the reach of our sun's protective bubble, in truly unknown territory. It's still sending back data, helping us understand what space is like out there, far from any planet, any star, or any human. But recently something changed. Voyager started sending back strange signals, not just data or static, something different, something no one expected. And that brings us to the next part of this story. What exactly did Voyager 1 send? Echoes from the void. In March of this year, Voyager 1 sent something that stopped NASA in its tracks: the Deep Space Network, the giant antennas on Earth that listened to. Voyager picked up a signal, but this one didn't look like anything normal. It wasn't science data, it wasn't a routine message, and it definitely wasn't a glitch. It was a pulse, a strange burst of radio waves lasting exactly 66 seconds. Then it stopped. And just when NASA thought it was over, it repeated same pattern, same length, 3 times, then silence. NASA called it unstructured frequency modulation. That's a fancy way of saying we have no idea what this is. The signal didn't match anything Voyager systems are known to send. It wasn't corrupted data or background noise. It felt intentional, like something was added to the stream, or maybe intercepted. Could it be a side effect of deep space? Maybe Voyager passed through a cloud of plasma, super hot, electrically charged gas floating between the stars that might twist a signal into something weird. But NASA has seen plasma before. It never looked like this. So what could it be? Some engineers think Voyager picked up something not sent, but received. That's the scary part, because Voyager isn't a receiver. It's not designed to listen. But deep in interstellar space, it might have caught a signal from something else. NASA isn't ready to say what it is, but they admit this has never happened before. And when a 45-year-old spacecraft drifting alone in the void suddenly sends back something no one can explain, it makes you wonder, is something or someone trying to say hello a message, or a malfunction a message, or a malfunction? NASA's first guess was that something inside Voyager was broken. After all, it's been floating through space for almost 50 years. It's old and parts are wearing out. But when they checked the data, nothing seemed wrong. Voyager still knew where it was. Its antenna was still pointed at Earth. Its power systems were still working. It didn't trigger any emergency signals. That's important, because if the spacecraft ever got confused or lost, it would send a specific alarm back to Earth. But it didn't. Everything looked normal except for that weird 60 6-second signal, that's what really confused engineers. If Voyager was malfunctioning, they would expect more signs: bad data, lost orientation, power failures. But the only thing out of place was the burst, and the way it repeated exactly the same 3 times. That didn't feel like an error, it felt deliberate. So if it wasn't from Voyager systems, could it be from somewhere else? NASA considered the possibility that the signal was distorted by something Voyager passed through, like a strange region of magnetic fields or a dense cloud of interstellar material. But again, Voyager has traveled through strange stuff before, and it never caused this kind of signal. Some started to ask the question no one wanted to say out loud: did Voyager pick up a transmission, something it wasn't supposed to hear? That's not just a wild guess, it's a serious consideration. Because even though Voyager isn't a receiver, it's still a microphone drifting through space. And just maybe something out there made a sound. The golden record, a reply. The golden record Voyager 1 carries something very special on board. It's called the golden record, a gold-plated disc about the size of a vinyl album. On it are greetings from Earth, hello messages in 55 languages, music from different cultures, pictures of animals, people, and cities, even the sound of a heartbeat. It was made as a kind of time capsule, just in case someone or something found Voyager one day. The message is meant to say, we were here, this is what we are. Carl Schon, the famous scientist who led the team that created it, said the record was like throwing a bottle into a cosmic ocean. The odds of someone finding it almost zero, but not zero. That's why the recent strange signal has some scientists wondering, was this a reply? Could something out there have found Voyager, listened to the golden record, and decided to send something back? It sounds unbelievable. But here's the thing: Voyager is now in a region of space we know very little about. It's the farthest man-made object in existence. If anything out there was going to reach us, Voyager would be the first to hear it. Of course, NASA hasn't confirmed any of this. They are being careful. The official word is that the signal is unusual, but under review. Still, the timing is strange. The nature of the signal is stranger, and the fact that Voyager is still working at all after so long is almost a miracle. If this is a reply, it would be the first conversation humanity has ever had with the stars. Cosmic loneliness. Cosmic loneliness. For decades, scientists have asked the big question, are we alone? Some, like Dr. Frank Drake, tried to calculate the odds with an equation. He believed there are thousands, maybe millions, of civilizations out there. Others, like Dr. Jill Tarter, spent their whole careers searching for signs of intelligent life, listening for any kind of signal that might prove we're not the only ones. So far, nothing solid has ever come through. But that doesn't mean we're alone. Space is huge, mind-blowingly huge. Our galaxy has over 100 billion stars, and there are trillions of galaxies with that many. Chances it feels hard to believe we're the only ones. That's what makes this Voyager signal so exciting, and also a little scary. It's not a clear message, not a voice or a language we understand, but it's different, and different matters. Even NASA's own team is split. Some think it's just a new kind of glitch, others are not so sure. They say this doesn't match anything Voyager's ever done before, and that maybe, just maybe, this is the thing we've been waiting for. The truth is, Voyager is a perfect listener. It's far away, quiet, and open to the sky in every direction. If any signal from deep space was going to reach us, this is how it would happen. So maybe, just maybe, we're not as alone as we thought. The signal's meaning, what does it mean? So what does this strange Voyager signal actually mean? That's the million-dollar question. It's coming from nearly 24 billion kilometers away. That's so far that the signal takes over 21 hours just to reach Earth. And remember, it's only transmitting with the power of a tiny household bulb. The fact that we even got the signal is incredible, but the pattern makes it even more mysterious. It lasted exactly 66 seconds, repeated 3 times then. Nothing. Why that length? Why 3 times? It doesn't match any kind of system reset or test cycle Voyager was ever programmed for, and engineers say the signal doesn't seem random. It has structure, like it was shaped or crafted. Could it be a message or a warning? If it was caused by something Voyager passed through, that would be strange enough, because it would mean space out there is more complex than we ever imagined, full of zones or signals we've never mapped. But if it came from something outside Voyager's, something trying to reach us, that changes everything. Scientists have studied how radio waves travel through space. Normally, they fade or scatter, but this signal stayed strong and repeated like a beacon. NASA hasn't found anything in Voyager's data logs to explain it. No error codes, no system issues, just this one-time event followed by silence. Some are now asking, what if this is contact, the start of something we're only beginning to understand? And if that's true, then we need to think carefully about what we do next. Should we answer Should we answer this is where the story turns from science to philosophy. If Voyager really picked up a message, what do we do now? Some experts like the late Stephen Hawking warned against answering. He believed that announcing our presence to an unknown civilization could be dangerous. After all, we don't know who or what is out there. Others argue the opposite. If someone finally reached out, we owe it to ourselves and the universe to respond to show we're ready to say we hear you. But here's the truth, even if we wanted to reply, we couldn't do it through Voyager. It's too far, and it can't send signals back to anything else. It only talks to us. That means if we decide to answer, we'd need to send something new, something designed not just to travel through space, but to carry a message with it, a real reply. And that's a huge decision, because the moment we say something, we can't take it back. Right now, Voyager 1 is still flying quiet, steady, alone, but maybe not alone forever, maybe. In the silence between stars, something heard us, and maybe this signal was the first whisper in a conversation that's just beginning. Voyager 1 is not just a relic of the past. It's a working time capsule, a scientific messenger, still speaking to us from the edge of the known universe. The strange signal we've talked about today is not a rumor. It was detected by NASA's Deep Space Network. It's logged in real-time tracking systems, and statements from Voyager's mission scientists like Dr. Linda Spilker confirmed that it doesn't match any known pattern. NASA has acknowledged the anomaly. Engineers are investigating it. The spacecraft is still responding to commands still aligned with Earth, but what it sent back is for now unexplained. We're not talking about fantasy. We're talking about data, documented signals, verified sources, and a spacecraft that continues to operate beyond every expectation of its original mission. The information in this video is based on NASA's official mission updates, verified tracking reports, and interviews with scientists who've worked on Voyager for decades. You can find links to those sources in the description below. So what happens next? Maybe nothing, or maybe this was the first crack in the silence of deep space. Whatever the case, Voyager 1 is still out there, still listening, still speaking, and the universe might finally be speaking back. Hit that subscribe button, share your thoughts below, and let's keep exploring the together. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next